welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to show you how I make Kitt talk and how everything is actually set up. So I've got power to all of the audio. So for instance, when I go to car shows, I can just push a couple of buttons and the car will just work on its own all day, for many hours. So I'm just going to walk you through a few things that I've got in place here. By all means, you can use something similar to me. Now, just one thing I will say is that I am going to be making some improvements as I progress with my build. I am pretty much done with my build now. You can see that it is looking like almost finished. I've got a couple of very small jobs left to do and then it is complete. My PMD seats are down there. I've got all my seats ready. I've just taken them out for now. So this is where I get all of my power from. In there, you can see that that's my inverter. That runs my media players, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. So I've got my inverter, and I've got my big fat leisure battery. A piece of advice: if you're going to get a leisure battery, make sure you get a good beefy one with plenty of juice, plenty of power. Okay, this thing weighs a ton, but do you know what? It's really good. It's never let me down. And what I've got as well is I have a voltmeter under the dashboard, and that's another good thing to have. So that tells me how much power I've got left in the battery. One last thing I just want to point out is I've got my plugs there. Now this is a 240 volt. I've got a 240 volt setup down there for my media players, which in turn power my TVs. I would like a 12 volt system at some point, but at the moment I've got 240 for my TVs. I probably will change that at some point in the future. So this is how I run the TVs through the inverter. The reason why I've got 3 plugs is because I did have 3 media players running under my dashboard. Now I've only got 2. The third media player was for my audio to make Kitt talk. But I've since changed over to an iPod, and I'm now going to show you that and show you how that works. So if I show you the setup that I've got at the moment for my TVs, then I'll show you what happens and how the actual audio works for Kitt. So underneath here you can see I've got 2 media players. Yeah, the green lights means that they're on and they're active, obviously, because the TVs are on. Look, so I've got my SD cards there. Each SD card is about a 2 gig SD card, and I've uploaded the animations onto each SD card, and they power each TV. I think the left media player, is the left TV screen. It doesn't make too much difference because they're both always going to come on together, yeah, every time. So it doesn't matter which one is which. So all I do when I go to a car show, or if I just want to put them on just to show somebody, whatever the reason, I get my remote control, which is down there, I think, on the floor. Okay, it's down there. You see it's down there. Yeah, that is normally in the box. So I'll normally open the box up, I'll press the button, turn the turn the media players on, the screens will come on, and then it will just go through the loop. Okay, I've got about 50 different animations for this one. On this one I've got the continuous car, the revolving car animation, and I've just decided to have 2 different ones on there. Now lastly, on this side is my audio. This is how I actually make Kitt talk. This is a really simple setup. So by all means, if you want to create something similar, it's entirely up to you. Now I've got an iPod here. It goes up here into this box. This box is connected to my speakers under my nose of my car. I've got a loop of around 1 hour and 25 minutes. I would say hundreds and hundreds of different phrases that I've got from Kitt, from Knight Rider. And I've uploaded them. I've edited many of them, and I have put them in certain orders, in a particular order, so that they're quite engaging when I go to car shows. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm serious, it took me I would say about 200 hours of labor, literally sat on my laptop, dragging, dropping everything, putting things together. It took me absolutely forever. But the result is I've got a really good playlist now for over an hour. So when I go to car shows, I can just press play, walk off, and he'll talk. He won't talk continuously because I've put breaks and gaps between certain music, like certain phrases and things like that. So it is a really, really good loop. This is very unique. No one has got anything like this. So I'll just press play now and I'll show you how it works. So at the moment I've got silence 30. That means there's 30 seconds of silence. That's important because you don't want there to be music all day. Like, you don't want Kitt to continuously talk all day. You want there to be little gaps, which is healthy, because otherwise it can be quite intrusive if you go to certain places, certain car shows and stuff like that. So
I can serve you better if I'm familiar with your strategy.
So there's lots of different phrases on here.
Is there a young lady?
Brilliant observation. I'll bet she even knows how many tires I have.
So he'll just keep talking. Okay, now that's the scanner going off now. Okay, and you'll see that my iPod and all of the audio is all connected into my Night Rider dashboard. So when my audio goes off, that is actually connected to my Night Rider dashboard as well, which is what you want. This is actually what you want. Yeah, you want that to work in combination with each other. So you can fast forward it.
It provides power to my onboard battery shop. Very funny. Perhaps I can be of some help. Kitt, it's precisely all these cars that bother me.
So these are just all different phrases I have.
That's not now, Michael. I have a headache.
I am the voice of my Industry 2000's microprocessor. KITT for easy reference. Kitt if you prefer.
Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to pause this.
There's no one inside. What would you like to hear?
Okay, so I'm going to pause that. And that is how my audio is set up for my car shows. Yeah, and it's not just for car shows, it's pretty much for any time I ever want to play music. Any time I ever want to play, any time I want Kitt to talk or play any music, that is what I do. It's really, really simple. And I've got my remote here, as I said, for my media players. And that is how this is set up and rigged up to play music, and that is how everything is powered. It's actually quite simple. So I've got my two TV screens, I've got my iPod down there, my two speakers are located under my Night Rider nose at the front of my car. Obviously the wires are ran under the bonnet all the way through under my dashboard. Everything is powered from my boot in there. I've got my inverter, my leisure battery, my 240 plugs there. Everything is hid away, is ran down the side of my car, under the carpet, all the way through and up into the dashboard. And that is how everything is powered. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. That's pretty much how I've done my car. It isn't perfect. It is something that I'm going to be improving over time, but it works really well. The best piece of advice I can give you, I would say a couple of big pieces of advice are, the first one is make sure you've got a decent leisure battery. That is really important because you're best to have too much power than not enough. The other really good tip is, if you're going to create a loop for Kitt talking, make sure that you have something over at least 45 minutes long, because if you ever go to car shows, you want the loop to be quite long. Okay, so people that are going to be looking at your car, because some people stand around for half hour, yeah, and look at your car, take pictures and videos and stuff. You don't want people to continuously hear the same things, okay? So it's just a good move to have a loop which is, I would say, at least an hour long. Mine's about an hour and 25 minutes, and I'm probably still going to be adding to that to make it even longer. So yeah, they're the two main pieces of advice I would really give you if you're going to do this kind of similar setup. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and please subscribe if you want to be notified of any more future videos from me. I've got lots more cool stuff coming up. So thanks for watching, and speak to you again very soon. Take care.